I saw the Tzohar people, they're confused. They put out a statement saying the hostage deal is a complex halachic issue. Is it? What? Why not? It's straight up usher. Yeah, as people pointed out. Rav Shmuel Yoh said, okay, let's assume the Mishnah says you can't redeem a hostage for more than their cash value on the slave market. Aside from the fact that the rabbis in the know are saying that's talking about individual Jewish communities scattered around the world, find a slave ship, and they're not, and the people who are selling the slaves are not trying to extort the Jewish community, just trying to sell slaves. So we buy the Jews for their cash value, right? And aside from the fact, like Rabbi Shmuel Yoh points out, you are not allowed to release murderers that should have been put to death in exchange for innocent Jews. You're allowed to give them money, perhaps, but not more than their value. But it doesn't say you're allowed to give them the entire state. The question is, this hostage deal, they gave them everything. Okay? And if they said, we'll give you the hostages back if all the Jews just put themselves back into Golus and leave Eretz Yisrael, would we have done that too? So what's the limit? Okay? Aside from that, this is not a complex halachic issue. This was nothing that was completely forbidden. Okay? You have to destroy your enemies. So I find it funny that they call this a complex halachic issue. When you say something like this, the fact that we have these ideas now, we use obscurantism and turn things that should be patently clear into complex halachic issues. What is that? That's the Sitra Achara. That's the Satan clouding our minds. Okay? That's basically what it is. I'll give you an example. Let's say the questions, issues of paternity. Nowadays we have artificial insemination, right? And surrogate motherhood. Someone asked me a question about that. How am I supposed to know? And even then, you find the rabbis have deal with these things. There's no halacha about it. There can't be halacha. You know why? It did exist then, and Sanhedrin hasn't sat and ruled on this yet. Okay? So that's a complex issue. And God willing, we'll have a final say in the Sanhedrin to decide these types of things. When you take sperm from him and an ova from her and put it into a third woman, and she's married to another man, what is the status of this child in Judaism? That's a very good question. And there are halachic precedents for this, but they're just that they're precedents. But for such a complex case, that never had yet. I could understand that. Or someone asked just this week, taking ribis, interest on loans, using dollars. Dollars themselves have no intrinsic value. They're fiat money. In the olden days, what was the loan? What was the ribis? Silver. Silver has an objective value. Instead, that's the way Chazal, it holds on to its value, right? So I give you 10 silver pieces today for 12 silver pieces tomorrow. So that's interest, okay? But the dollars are saying, wait a minute, there's going to be inflation. So I have to ask you for $2 more tomorrow, even if I'm being a good Jew and I'm not asking for my cut to make a profit off of this transaction. I stand to lose if I give you my $10 today, because by next week they'll have the purchasing power of $12. So maybe I should ask for that. And the question is, Chazal didn't deal with fiat money, right? The fiat money itself is the evolution. What has it go with shtaros? Shtar chov. That's what it was, okay? Or a star of deposit. And even that's not a loan. If I give you a star of deposit, like, why don't I just give you some money for it? What would a star able to do? Okay, you need money, and I give you a star saying that, oh, I owe you money. That's going to help you purchase something. Right? This is a very new type of thing. So really, a lot of these types of questions, modern monetary system, and the new ones now with virtual coins, cryptocurrency, just becomes more and more complex. Either Sanhedrin's going to rule, or we could use basically what amounts to Jewish common law. What Bati didn't have ruled. A Beis Din had to rule on the matter. There was a dispute between people. So a Beis Din in Jerusalem of qualified individuals decided a particular case and ruled that fiat money is like silver. Or they ruled the opposite. Whatever their ruling is, that has precedent. But that is still a complex halachic issue because it's certainly not unanimous. Okay? So with regards to this, the rules of war and dealing with hostages and the Temple Mount, those are all Dvar Mishnah. And that's why all these issues are so shocking. We have taken that which should be very clear. The commandment to, let's say, build a temple has now become a complex halachic issue. So I feel very sad. Someone trying to convince him, come to the Har Bayis. It's a complex halachic issue. That is not a complex halachic issue. It's Dvar Mishnah. We have fooled ourselves. This is the I wouldn't say the powers of evil, but the Yetzer Hara is still working, and it's trying to get us to not learn Torah properly and also not keep the Torah. And he's doing a real good job, a real heck of a job, okay, by telling us and making us convince ourselves that certain clear commandments are complex halachic issues, whether positive commandment or a negative commandment. Some things aren't complex. It's just fake. Okay, it's a lie.